Hey guys, it's Abby from Autumn of Pelennor, and today I'm going to be going through the books that I was lucky enough to get for Christmas. So, the vast majority of these are from bookish friends from around the internet, so I'm going to be linking all of their channels, all their other platforms depending on how they do, in the description down below. And then there was one from my wonderful friend who is not online in any sort of presence, so I won't be linking anything for her, but I am incredibly grateful to her. So, also I should state as well that a lot of these presents are because my mum doesn't let any of my family send me books for Christmas because she thinks I have too many. So my bookish friends just kind of tend to get annoyed and be like, have a book. And so I got books. So there are technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's start with the technicality first, which is the four books from my friend Annie, who is Swedish, who lives in Sweden, and she saw this and thought it was the perfect size not only for posting but also perfect for me, and that is a collection of Swedish classics short stories. So these are the 4 books that she got me, which is why I'm saying technically. Like, they're so small, they're like maximum 40 pages, the individual ones, and all of the covers as well are maps, and I met Annie when we were doing a Geohazards Masters, so the maps seem very relevant, as well as the fact that she knows I love to read, and I do make an effort when I send her letters. We send letters in the post and things like that, and I do make an effort to include some Swedish on there, just because I want to. So when she saw these Swedish classics that are in English, she knew that it was perfect for me, and I'm so grateful. I can't wait to read these. They're going to be such quick reads, and I'm so grateful. If you ever watched this, Annie, 1, how did you find my channel? And 2, thank you. Then next up are too many books from Carrie, who always sends me too many books. So Carrie ended up sending me 3 books. Her channel is Caring for Books, which will be linked down below. The first one that she sent me is The Girl in the Steel Corset by Katie Cross. She sent me this because I've mentioned that I want to try and read more steampunk after reading and adoring the Finishing School series by Gail Carriger. Can my tablet not make a noise, please and thank? You probably didn't even hear it. I could have just talked past it. Anyway, I said I wanted to read more steampunk after reading the Gail Carriger, like Curtsies and Conspiracies and stuff. So she sent me this. I hope I love it. It does seem like it's a bit more romancy, but at the same time, I don't read a lot of that, so I'm up for trying it. And in terms of like whether it's steampunk or not, 1, steel corset, 2, it has cogs. So I'm very excited for this. And then the other 2 books that Carrie sent me, Godsgrave and Darkdawn, the last 2 in the trilogy of the Nevernight series by Jay Kristoff. Carrie sent me Nevernight. She's the one who gifted me Nevernight in the first place. I adored it. I painted the edges black. Video here. And the reason it's on that pile there is because I am going to try and make my dad read it. He likes Game of Thrones, and it says if you like George R.R. Martin, I'm gonna try, okay? The man tends to read just every James Patterson book ever published, and that's about it. But I want to try. But yeah, so Carrie gifted me this, and obviously she saw that I loved it, and she saw that I loved this cover style. So she made sure to get me the next 2 in the same cover style. I'm so grateful, not only for the fact that you've bought me this entire fucking series, but that you heard that I wanted the same cover style and went to the effort of trying to do that, and I'm just so grateful, Carrie. So I'm so excited to put that back on the pile of what my dad needs to read. I'm so excited to get to these books. I know it's going to take me a little while. Nevernight was a really slow book for me to get through. I enjoyed it, but very slow. So these will be on later TBRs in the year, and then once I've read them, I will be painting their edges black. But thank you so much, Carrie, for all of these books. Thank you. Then Abby from Abby Mac Reads, who spells her name wonderfully, i.e. the same way I spell mine, gifted me Warcross by Mirabelle. This is one I have been wanting to read for a while, but why are these all linked to the books I'm making my dad read? So, I'm making Kev read this. My dad likes video games, and he was born in 67, so he likes the 80s. So I'm making him read this, but I read this and I enjoyed it. I know that there are issues with it, but I really enjoyed the reading process of it. So of course I wanted to read Warcross by Marie Lu. Of course it's not the exact same thing, it is a similar genre. It's about a teenage hacker who is like hired by a corporation who has this like big gaming virtual industry, and then like shit goes down. A sinister plot. And it seems in the same genre. If we were gonna have like a virtual video game genre, it seems in the same genre, and I'm really hoping that I enjoy it. I've only read Legend. I've only read Legend by Marie Lu, but I really enjoyed it. I really like her writing style, so I'm really hoping that I adore this. And just look at the cover. It's absolutely stunning. Thank you so much, Abby. Then from Dom P was here, I believe. Is the channel name? It's linked. I'm sorry. If it's any consolation, I get the next person's one wrong all the time. And she's one of like my best bookish friends, so like. But Dom gifted me An Unkindness of Ghosts by Rivers Solomon. I read The Deep by Rivers Solomon in like June, July of this year, and I adored it. I need more of their writing. It was absolutely stunning. So I'm really excited to pick up this one. This, I never said what Nevernight was about. Or The Girl in the Steel Corset. Every fucking video. Every video. Right, I'm gonna do this one first. This is about a girl, yes, living on a spaceship. She lives in the slums of the spaceship. It's basically like a dystopian uprising sort of thing, as far as I can tell. I loved Rivers' writing. They are a beautiful writer. I need to get a physical copy of The Deep. Like, I need it in my life. So I'm so excited to be able to read more from them and see if it is just The Deep that I adored, or if I love their writing as a whole. Thank you so much, Dom. I'm really excited to read this, and my voice is really going. And Dom said that she really enjoyed this when she read it a few years back, so fingers crossed I will too. Now going back to the other books. Nevernight follows a girl called Mia Cover. We follow her from very young to like about my age-ish. She's training to be able to kill people because her family was like betrayed and murdered, and she's like, I'm gonna fuck you guys up. And in the first one it's like a school environment, sort of. And I don't know how the rest go, but it's very dark. There's a cat called Mr. Kiley, and I require him. Yeah, that's not the best explanation, but it's what you're getting from me. And then The Girl in the Steel Corset, like literally this is the synopsis. So it's in the late 1800s, and we follow 16-year-old Finley Jane, who has a thing inside of her that she can't always control. That's all I know. Then, for the channel that I always forget the name of, despite the fact that I speak to this wonderful woman almost every fucking day, it's Caitlin from Mad Cheshire Rabbit, who gifted me that inevitable Victorian thing. So, I always get Mad Cheshire Rabbit wrong, and I don't know why, but this is a book that I added onto my wishlist because it was pretty, and I didn't even tell Caitlin this, but the note says, this has a very pretty cover, and I was like, it does, that's why I added it. This actually is, as far as I can tell, it's a romance, which is like not usually my sort of thing, but how am I going to show this? I don't have water photos. Along here and along here, there's stuff that signifies DNA. This is the double helix, and then this is the lettering. I'm not a biologist, leave me alone. And it's all messed up, like it's not in the order that it should be. Like, it's got the 4 letters. It's not in the right order, I know that much. And also the cover is just absolutely stunning. So as far as I can tell, this is going to be some sort of like royal romance where she's shipped off to be married to someone. Because the main character is a crown princess. And so she goes into this marriage, and then obviously some sort of technological, environmental, genetic shit goes down. So although romance isn't my thing, I really hope that I'm going to enjoy this. Not only just because it's got a beautiful cover, but because the concept behind it sounds really interesting as well. And then last but never least, never ever least, is Sam from Griff Reads. Once again, link down below. I adore her channel. It is everything I wish my channel was. She Got Me Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I'm so excited to read this. Also, I adore the British cover, it's so beautiful. This is a book. It's a contemporary, which again is not my thing, but if I do read it, I like to read hard-hitting, fun contemporaries. Just bore me. I want the pain and suffering if I'm going to read a contemporary. This follows a young woman called Amira who is babysitting for a family. She does it like as a thing, it's a gig, and she's phoned by the mum and asked, can you take my little girl to the shops, we need her out the house, there's stuff going on, can you just like take her and look after her for a bit? She's like, yeah, sure, that's my job. And then she's approached in a supermarket or a grocery store by the security guard. One, what? America, what? But two, Amira is black and the family she babysits for is white, and the security guard accuses her of kidnapping the child purely because they're not of the same race. Which, like, one, who jumps to kidnap? Who jumps to kidnap? Who jumps to kidnap? Whom jumpeth to kidnap? You see two people, one is a child, one is an adult, and they're of different races, and you go, kidnapped. What? No! And secondly, just because they're different races, are you being serious? Are you actually being serious? Like, Anyway, the story, of course, starts with that. That is the, like, kind of triggering point of the story, but the little girl's mum, does it say what her name is? Alex, is disgusted by this and horrified, and she wants to try and help. And she has all of the best intentions. Amira just wants her to shut up and leave it, and Alex doesn't get that and is very insistent on, like, this is not right, this isn't how you should be treated, but the way that she goes about it is very much in a white saviour sort of way. And basically this book is talking about how, as a white person myself, if I see someone, a person of colour, whether that's black or another ethnicity, being treated in the wrong way, yes, stand up for them, yes, be, not an ally, what's the other word? An accomplice. But at the same time, listen to what they're saying, because they know how we should react. And it's kind of like a commentary on white saviorism and just like the state of the world, especially the US. It's a complicated one. I will obviously know more once I've read it, but it looks beautiful. I love the covers. There's cracked eggs. I don't know if that's like relevant to the story or just because like she's walking on eggshells. I don't know. And also, like, can I just say, like, this is completely irrelevant, but Kylie Reid is beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. So that is the last book that was gifted to me by Sam. Thank you so, so much, Sam. I can't remember, did you say you've read this or not? Yes, she read it in 2020 and she really enjoyed it. So fingers crossed I will too. I thought she'd read it. I have misplaced the tiny Swedish books, but other than those, these are the ones I was gifted. Thank you so, so much to all of you who sent me Christmas presents. You didn't have to, you didn't need to. If you didn't, don't feel bad. Like, thank you so much. I just wanted to show off my little Christmas book haul and some books that I will hopefully be getting to in 2021, because I got them for Christmas, I can include them on my I owned them in 2020 list, and therefore I'm reading from my shelves if I read them. I'm cheating. I always cheat, it's fine. Thank you so, so much for watching, guys, especially if you got this far through of my ramblings. I'm really bad at hauls because I never say what the books are about, but at the same time I've not read them, so how am I meant to tell you what they're about? Thank you so, so much for watching. I am going to go and get a coffee because clearly my voice is going and I need a drink. Let me know down below if you got any books for Christmas, whether that was from family or friends or from yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!